Finally got my hands on a manual gearbox, and it's the 2024 Subaru WRX TR, or GR, or RS. Obviously with Subaru, the WRX, they have a couple different acronyms that follow that WRX name. The most famous is obviously the STI, which is not available in 2024, but there are hints with some new models that are going to be coming out. They're going to actually take some of the DNA from the STI, like suspension, even more upgraded braking from the Brembo, and enhance the vehicle experience. So let's talk about this vehicle right here, which is the 2024 TR, which stands for track ready, but for a lot of people, it might actually stand for tuner ready. Because if you really want to make this thing an all-out performance, track racing, fire-breathing dragon, you're going to strap on bigger and bolder turbochargers, big massive exhaust on the rear, short shifter on the inside, everything that you want from the standpoint of putting this thing on the gravel or the track. All right, let's dig in. I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown of the 2024 Subaru WRX World Racing Experimental, something like that, TR. On a brisk early morning with the hint of rain, the smell of fall in the air, warm cup of coffee, I think about the history of not just the Subaru WRX, but the history of the Japanese domestic market as it applies to creating performance vehicles. Two competitors really back in the 90s, right? The Subaru WRX and the Lancer Evolution from Mitsubishi. Two iconic vehicles that afforded young dudes and dudettes that wanted to drive a performance vehicle with a starting price that was affordable and actually street race, which was the foundation for the movie series with Fast and the Furious. So fast forward to 2024, this is the newest version of the WRX. And if you think about it, goes all the way back to when the WRX was first launched in 1992. I was a junior in high school, and it was new. 2024 represents the most modern version of an all-wheel drive vehicle meant to take off-road, incredibly fun on the streets. This is the TR, which stands for track ready or tuner ready. And I'm going to use the acronym interchangeably because if you want to take it on the track right now, you can with the 6-speed manual gearbox that it comes with. But if you also want to tune it up, there are a variety of different thousands and thousands of aftermarket parts that you can get for this vehicle. All right, before we get to the good stuff and talk about what's new, let's actually talk about what's not new. And it all starts right here under the hood as I clear out some pine needles because we were going really fast into the trees and they sucked in because I'm just so fast. Just kidding. Your motor's not going to change, and that's what's amazing about this car and why I wanted to start with it first. So you're looking at that 2.4 liter flat four, the Boxer motor with 271 horsepower, and it's mated with that 6-speed manual gearbox. But here's what's really cool, is that if you bought this vehicle, the TR, you're going to be looking at a price somewhere around $42,000 or $43,000. But guess what? The entry-level WRX has the same motor. So you're getting the same performance through all trim levels. And although some might look and say, oh, you're not offering enough, you know what? You're offering a great option. It will be offered. Of course, it comes in an automatic transmission with that CVT. You got the paddle shifters as well. It gives you a great experience, whether you want a manual gearbox or you want an automatic gearbox. You got plenty enough horsepower. With 271 horsepower, you can be the first one to the red light. Like, look, I get it. So is it smoking fast on the track? No. Is it meant to compete with a 911? No. But it does compete with vehicles like Toyota and its GR86, Gazoo Racing. Great vehicles to put on the track. But as I think about it, and as crazy as it sounds, this vehicle fits a variety of different consumers. I would have a lot of fun driving it, as would my 17-year-old son would have a lot of fun driving it. And that's a differentiating factor, is that you're getting a great power plant for a vehicle that everyone's going to enjoy driving. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about the exterior of the TR and some things that I like and some things that I don't like. We're going to start with what I like, and that's these beautiful 19-inch brand new satin black wheels on the side with Bridgestone Potenzas. It just honestly, they look super aftermarket, and you're getting these from the factory, which I think is awesome. And then, you know, what's beautiful? What's more beautiful than a company that has been able to market and brand the heck out of their company based on color? Oh, and performance. That's Brembo. So you got these 6-piston up front, Brembo brakes here. On the back, they're 2-piston, but there's nothing that says a performance vehicle than Brembo brakes. Like Ducati Multistrada motorcycle comes with Brembo brakes. Like the Mustang GTD comes with Brembo brakes. It is the pinnacle. It's the gold standard. And so for a vehicle like this TR, at right around $42,000, $43,000, you get those brakes with it. God, I just spent a minute talking about brakes. That's kind of cool. Then what I don't like, the controversial cladding. And that's this plastic rim over the top. I know that Doug DeMuro likes them. He's like, hey, I like them. I don't like them, man, and I'm part of the crew that says they should be color toned into the side of the vehicle. Maybe even, okay, so let me stop. There's a functional purpose behind why they have these. They're plastic, right? So that if you're off-roading, you compress your suspension, you're out kicking up gravel, you're not scratching the paint of your vehicle. So it's not like it's stupid. It's actually like really smart that they did that. I just wish that they painted them blue like the rest of the car. And it will give it a much more pronounced look and just make it a little bit sexier. I also don't like the fact that it just makes it, you know, Subarus are known for kind of that squared off box here, and it really promotes the squared off box. So change that, Subaru. I know it'll work out for you. As you make your way down the side, you got a little side skirt on the side, monochromatic handles with monochromatic mirrors. I love that as well. Just keeps the vehicle clean, which again takes you back to the controversial cladding. It should be blue to match the rest of the car. Come all the way down. But before we make our way to the rear, I want to talk about up top. Guess what? No moonroof. Why did they take or remove the moonroof? Well, to reduce weight, because moonroofs actually are heavy with all the glass and mechanical stuff, and to lower that center of gravity, the weight of the gravity down, is keeping the weight down below on the vehicle, giving you better torsional rigidity. Okay, we come all the way down. Hey, this could be blue too, just saying. As we make our way all the way to the rear of the vehicle, same satin, you got the 2 pistons on the black that I was mentioning as well, and then we make our way around to the back. Okay, so here's the funny part as we come around to the back of the vehicle. Now I'm totally gonna be a dork and tell you that the cladding on the side that I hate, that I really love on the back. I don't know why. This could all be blue, and it probably should be blue, but then when I stand back and I look at it, I'm like, man, I think that's kind of cool on the back of the vehicle. So you've got the same plastic on the bumper that comes down the back of the vehicle. A couple things I want to point out back here. You've got your quad exhaust as well. Whenever you see a vehicle with quad exhaust, some automakers are choosing to hide the exhaust these days. Don't hide the exhaust, man. We only have a few things left to love in the auto industry right now as we move to EVs. So keep the quad exhaust alive and show it off with passion on the back of the vehicle. This is interesting right here, this little cutout. Why is this here? Actually, I'm gonna ask, we're gonna call him producer cameraman Nick. Nick, why is this here? Do you know why? He's gonna know.
Is it like a brake light for fog?
It's because the young dudes like Nick want to put lights in here. And so this is for your brake light, which I actually think is kind of cool. You pop this out and you can put in after. He knew. Such a car geek like me. You can put your brake light in here. Something I want to point out, Subaru WRX all-wheel drive. We'll talk about symmetrical all-wheel drive in a minute. What do you not see on the back of this vehicle? No TR badging. It's not here, it's not on the side, it's not on the front of the vehicle. They removed all the TR badging off, and I kind of dig it. You don't always need to scream, hey, look at me, I got a Tudor Racing Subaru WRX. It's not on here, and I think that's pretty cool. All right, so before we get to the interior, let's talk a little bit about symmetrical all-wheel drive. You've seen the funny little videos out there, symmetrical all-wheel drive. You gotta have it, right? You know, it's all-wheel drive, it's four-wheel drive. No, it's symmetrical all-wheel drive. Well, there's actually some science behind it, and that's because Subaru is applying power to all 4 tires. So if you think about a vehicle with traditional 4-wheel drive, right, in the middle you've got your center differential. It's going to apply power to each one of the axles, and then you're going to have power that's equally distributed to the 2 front tires and 2 back tires. Well, that's not with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Symmetrical all-wheel drive is power to all 4 tires, power to the people. Welcome to the inside of the Subaru WRX TR, and I want to start with this. 2 words, no frills, and it's okay. It's A-okay. One thing unique about the inside of most Subarus is that they really don't provide a lot of extra things on the interior. So it's meant to be simple. A lot of the focus is on safety. Subarus are the most safest vehicles. Every single year get the highest awards, highest accolades, highest acknowledgement for being the safest vehicles in the world. So that's a testament to putting the right engineering into the right places with these vehicles. So let's talk about the interior. New for this year with the TR is enhanced steering wheel attributes. So the way it drives, you're gonna see less understeer on the racetrack. It's gonna feel a little bit different, and it's gonna be a much better driving vehicle based on the fact that they've recalibrated and engineered this steering wheel design. You get a nice, and I'll go ahead and just put it in accessory mode so you can see the Subaru Starlink infotainment screen. This is a massive touchscreen right here. I love the way it's set up. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's divided into 3 quadrants, right? You've got your center quadrant here, which is all your features that you can touch on, your buttons, things to select. You've got your radio up on top, and then down below, you've got all your climate control. So they've divided it into 3 different quadrants, which I think is nice and unique and easy to use. It's a manual transmission, so for me, I can easily touch the screen over there, which is fantastic, and I like that part. On the inside, you're gonna see carbon fiber accents here on the driver and passenger door. And then across the dash, here's what's really cool. So you've got this new suede Alcantara integration into your dash with double stitched red stitching here with that Alcantara look and feel. And what does it do? It matches what is over my shoulder, and that is Recaro seats. So the coolest feature on the inside of the TR are the Recaro seats. They are meant to bolster, hold your body in place, and like Brembo Brakes, a company that has taken seat technology and turned it into something super exotic, luxurious, they've done with this vehicle. If you buy a high-end Porsche, a high-end sports car, you're going to see Recaro seats coming in it, and that's what they've done with this vehicle right here. So pretty cool on the interior. Here's the gem of the vehicle. It's your manual gearbox, right? So you manual gearbox, you get to play around with that. It's got decent throw. I like the way it sits. It feels, everything feels good. You've got your brake here, right? You want to do a little drifting, you can do it with this vehicle. You got your e-brake. It's a real e-brake, guys, not an electric one. Real e-brake, like legit technology. Of course, down by my feet, you've got that manual clutch as well. So you get the full driving experience with this Subaru WRX TR. All in all, on the inside, it's just fun to drive. Is it blazing fast? No. But when you get into that peak performance with the turbocharged engine under the hood, the turbocharger under the hood, 3rd gear spools, spins up, and away you go. On the inside, overall, love the feel. By the way, before I go, a couple tech features. You've got Subaru Starlink. You've got USB-C and USB charging as well. And I always like to say it, you can see it in every one of my videos, if I can get it open, cigarette adapter. We don't call it that anymore because nobody smokes. At least I don't smoke. But cool features on the inside. That's the interior with the TR. All right, welcome to the back seat, baby. This is going to be exciting, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you know how much I hate getting in the back seat and not fitting when the chair is pushed all the way back, which is where it's set for me if I'm driving. So 6'3", 6'3", you got a lot of room. I give a ton of credit to the engineers at Subaru for creating a backseat experience that's actually quite comfortable. And then you've got your pull down here for a little center console area. And then if you got USB and USB-C charging, another thing that I want to point out is that automakers are all moving to just USB-C. They're still giving you the option to use USB, and that is a plus for me. Again, good comfortable seating arrangement in the 2nd row, carrying that faux carbon fiber look to the back, and the same Alcantara seats here in the 2nd row that are really, really nice. Love it. So we're getting ready to take it for a little spin. Let's find out how it sounds, because let's just face it, we all like a car that sounds good. I think it sounds pretty good, especially inside. Hear that rumble? Yeah. Let's go. we're gonna get out on a big parkway. We don't have a track at our disposal. So we're gonna get out on a big parkway and we're gonna let this thing really spool up. It's a nice fast parkway. We're gonna get a chance to really get it going. So I wanna show you guys this. So it's 6-speed manual. That's right, do you know what you just felt there? That's the rev limiter in first gear. We're gonna do it again. It cuts out at 6,000 RPM. I, as a driving enthusiast, know that we want more. So that rev limiter has got to be pushed up to 8,000 RPMs to really make this a performance driving vehicle. So if you don't care and you want to start the vehicle from the standpoint of not worrying about that performance, which is a big reason why people buy this vehicle, I want to show you exactly what it's like when we come to a stop. We're going to come to a quick stop, and then I'm going to shift it as you would without thinking about performance. So you'll see, if you wanted to go and skip that rev limiter, you're going to be sitting there. It's going to be a little doggish as it sits at 5,500 RPM. It's still fun to drive. I don't want to mistake what I'm saying about how fun it is to get behind the wheel. It's a manual gearbox. To be honest, this thing could be rev limiting at 2,000 RPM. I wouldn't care because I'm driving a vehicle with a manual gearbox. But with that said, if you want all-out performance with this, you're really gonna wanna get that rev limiter increased up so that you have a much better driving experience and you can really hold that gear longer when you're out driving this vehicle. So in regards to actually shifting the TR through the gears, it's actually effortless, it's comfortable, and it's smooth. So my hunch is that one of the reasons the R&D team kept the rev limiter down to 6,000 RPM is that they really wanted to create a soft daily driving experience. So if I'm stuck in traffic with this vehicle, it is going to be comfortable. Let's talk a little bit about the suspension. Suspension's nice and crisp on this. On the track and on harder turns, you can feel the suspension grab a little bit more. One thing I have noticed while driving this vehicle is that it really does want to go fast. It wants to be in third, fourth gear, out on a track, pushing the vehicle. That's when things really kick into place. And then as far as braking goes, we've got the Brembo brakes. I'm going to give you guys a quick brake stand here. We're going to go ahead and pull it. Ready in 3, 2, 1. That is so smooth and comfortable. You know exactly what you're getting with Brembo and the brakes with this vehicle. It's great. They're designed exactly as they're supposed to be designed, and that's with performance in mind. Recaro seats, you know exactly what you get. The difficulty is going to be on long road trips. They're comfortable, they're fun as it applies to the performance aspect of the vehicle, but on longer trips, you're going to want something a little bit more cushiony for your tushiny. It's going to feel a lot better on your back. Great for the racetrack, but for longer drives, this might not be the right fit for you if you really want more comfort. I did want to bring up the sound system. I think 7 speakers on the inside. I just want to play it for you so you guys can hear a little Zach Brown. It's good sound, and I actually love sound systems in smaller cars. Big SUVs, you kind of get drowned out with the size of the vehicle, but that just sounds... You can't go wrong with Harman Kardon speakers in the Subaru. All right, guys, let's close it out with a WRX TR. First off, this thing's just fun. It takes me back to being a kid, and as an adult, I love driving a vehicle with a manual gearbox. I get it, the world's changing. There's gonna be electric vehicles, and they're gonna do all this crazy stuff, but what do we love the most about driving? Purists love to drive a vehicle, and when you have a vehicle with a manual gearbox, like this one right here, well appointed, 271 horsepower. It gives you everything that you want, and to be honest, more. This thing could be a daily driver, or it could be something that you tune up to put on the track. All in all, it's a great vehicle. And if you think about the buyer of a WRX, they're Subaru owners, right? And sometimes it gets a little confusing. I bet Subaru Crosstrek owners might not even know that the WRX exists, and those that have WRXs are probably not thinking about a Crosstrek. With that said, what a great way to start your amazing driving experience out in a manual gearbox like this. And I'm saying that as if it's only younger people. I would own one of these. and then to progress into a Crosstrek or a different Subaru vehicle. What a great way for a brand to build itself. And then you want to get even more cool and complex at the same time. You've got performance in the WRX with Recaro seats and Brembo brakes and, you know, a turbocharged motor and all this fun stuff. Then you've got a Crosstrek that's got higher ground clearance and all-terrain tires, and you can take it off-road, and it's all about dogs and family. Oh, and by the way, both cars are packed full of safety because Subaru's #1 mission statement is protecting all occupants behind the wheel inside of one of their vehicles. And I am always reminded when I test drive a Subaru how amazing they are as vehicles. Price right around $32,000, $33,000, starting price with a WRX. This one price is tested right around $43,000, $44,000 when you get everything added in. Overall, an amazing vehicle. So if you're in the market for a manual gearbox, this is going to be the one for you. As always, guys, I love doing these videos and hope you enjoyed watching this one. Drop your comments below, especially if you have a WRX, and even if you have an STI, like, give us some of your comments below. And as always, if you're not following on my other social channels on Instagram, Facebook, etc., everything's easy. It's under @It'sMikeCaudill. And lastly, if you're watching this video, it's on our new page, Chasing Horsepower, coming over from my Mike Caudill page. So thanks for stopping by on this one. Please give us that sub button, hit it for us as we work to grow out this all-new channel that is purely focused on the driving enthusiast.